Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can take the calendar that's generated automatically in Google Classroom and make that public so that you can share that with parents. Any assignment or question in Google Classroom that has a due date will automatically be added to a calendar. This makes it really useful. If you add everything into Google Classroom, you don't have to keep a separate calendar. So I'm going to show you how to make that calendar public because that is not automatic. So the first thing you need to do is click on the About section. And you'll see once you get here, there are two things for Classroom Calendar and Google Calendar. You have to have at least one assignment assigned in order for the calendar to be created. So if you go in and you don't have any assignments, especially at the beginning of the year, you won't see anything there. So when we click on Classroom Calendar, it actually takes you to this calendar for Google Classroom. Students can see what is due day by day, and they can also see for all of their classes. So that's a nice feature for students. This is not the calendar that we're going to be dealing with today. So I'm going to go back and I want to go to the Google Calendar. So in order to make this public, we have to change the settings in the actual Google Calendar. So you're going to click on that. And if you haven't already, click on the Use New Calendar button up here because we're going to be using the new calendar settings. You'll notice on the side that you probably have a lot of calendars here, particularly if you have a lot of Google Classrooms. You can hide the ones that you don't want to see by just clicking on the three dots and choosing Hide. I want to work with this calendar right here, so I'm going to make sure that that's the only one that is selected. Click on the right dots because now we need to make this calendar public. So we're going to click on the right dots and click on Setting and Sharing. And then we're just going to scroll down here. When you go down, you might want to make sure that the time zone is correct. It should be correct, but it's always a good idea to check so then assignments aren't coming up at crazy times. All right, now you're going to scroll down here and we're going to change the permissions. So we want to make this public and we want people to be able to see all event details. And we're going to say, yeah, we know that's what we want. The other options are for them to see if you're free or busy, but that doesn't apply to this. If you're going to share this through a Google site, you're not going to need to get the shareable link. However, if you had another way that you wanted to share this calendar with parents, for example, if you wanted to add it to an email, then you can click right here and get this shareable link and copy it. We're not going to use that today because we're going to add it to a Google site. So now I've made it public, my calendar's public, everything's good. I'm going to go over and I'm going to make a really quick website. So I'm going to click on New, and then I'm going to go down here to Google Sites and Create and Share. Presumably your website will have more information. I'm just going to name it my Google site. And then I'm going to click over here on the calendar and I'm going to find the one I want, which is that one. I'm going to insert it. I can make it bigger if I want. And then I'm going to make sure it's in the agenda view because that's what we need on the websites for ADA compliance. It makes it easier for the screen readers to read them if somebody was using a screen reader. And so now here's my public calendar. The last step I need to take over here with my Google site is I need to first publish it. And so I need to name it my Google site. You would probably name it your name. My Google site XYZ. What? I have to change this, so I'm going to name it my site. All right, I'm going to publish it. And then the very last step is you have to view the published site. This is what we would actually send home to parents. So if I wanted to have parents be able to view my site, I would give them this address. To test that everything works properly, I'm going to copy this and go to an incognito window. Incognito means you're not logged into anything, so it's a good way to check that everything works. So mine does not because it's not shared right. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to view my published settings and I want to make it so anyone on the web can view. So now if I go back to my incognito window, I change this, voila, here's my Google site. So now I have checked and I have my calendar and parents can see what is due. They can't actually see the assignment, but they will see what is due. And then they can ask their son or daughter what it is that needs to get done. And that's how you can make a Google Calendar and put it automatically on your Google site. And you don't have to do any extra work because this is generated by Google Classroom.